biz, and all that jazz. I'm your host, Jasmine Lisciotto, and before we dive into today's episode, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for showing their incredible support and kind messages and all the feedback I got from episodes 2 and 3. Sharing my story wasn't easy, and it did bring back a lot of emotions. I hadn't revisited it in a while, to be honest. It was actually quite heavy the week after it. I really felt a lot of heaviness and just kind of couldn't shake it very easily, but I got through it, which is the main thing. So let's dive into today's episode where we're going to be talking all about routines. We're going to explore why routines matter, how they affect our brains, how you can build a routine that suits you, and I'll be sharing my routine, which is also backed by a lot of science data and shows you just how simple daily routines and habits can really transform your life. And the best part is that I get so excited about is that there's just no one size fits all when it comes to a routine. It's about finding what works for you, your lifestyle, and your goals. Let's start with my weekly routine. I've created my routine that really supports my mental health, my lifestyle, and my monthly hormonal changes. For me, simplicity is also key. If I overload my plate, I easily become overwhelmed and unproductive. Often, if I have too many things to do, I'll do less than what I could have done if I set myself a shorter task list. And I'm a big fan of list making. So having a clear and organized daily schedule really helps me stay focused and on track. I'm always writing everything down. If I think of something, I've got to do something in the future that day, I'll write it in my diary. So I do have a physical diary, and I've also got a calendar, like a digital calendar, which I use for work. And I also use my paper diary for work, but that's more just life admin and daily routine. Having the paper and the list and writing stuff down, just make sure that nothing's forgotten or missed. If I don't write it down, I can't forget about it. So I just need to write it down. Every day and week is going to look different. So depending on my week, what's going on in life, if I'm having fun on the weekends, what I'm doing, activities, going away, my weekly schedule will change. But there's a few non-negotiables for my morning routine. It's a big part of how I start my day and really set my day to keep me grounded, my mind and my body grounded. When I wake up, I really need to have a shower first thing. It wakes me up and it sets me up for the day. I just feel like it's a real reset from my sleep. I've been trying to have a lot more colder showers. Now it's getting a bit warmer. When I first jump in, having a cold shower, it's a lot easier to do it now that it is heating up here in Australia. Another thing that I like to do is just have a little stretch and move around just to wake up my body. I will drink some water and really just get my blood flowing. I think it's really, really important to journal in the morning. So I really enjoy journaling. I take a few moments just to check in with myself. I write down my thoughts, goals, and set intentions for the day and anything on my mind. I always write in a forward-focused and positive manner. The more I write in the future-focused and my future goals, the closer I get to achieving them. I also do a bit of a brain dump for work, or if I've got anything on my mind regarding planning or for the business. This is like a to-do dump and set little tasks that I need to do for the day. Then there is sunlight. I do love to have a little bit of sun in the morning. So if I'm taking Prinny for a quick walk or even just sitting outside with my matcha in the sun, 15 minutes, just like a sense of calmness for me. Exercise and moving. So a little bit more of a fast-paced or routine workout, shake off the morning slugginess and get set for the day. After my morning routine, I dive into my work day, which changes every day depending on client requirements and business tasks. And I'm really, really lucky to have my own schedule. I'm very grateful for what I've got with my business, but it's taken me years to get here and it's taken me a lot to get my routine on point and to stick to it. Having a schedule that's so flexible really supports my mental health and my personality. I work a lot better working for myself than working for somebody else. It was good when I was in my 20s building my career, but I never felt aligned. And now working for myself, my productivity soars. I'm really able to step into my creativity. I love to learn. So I'm always loving to learn and see how I can bring what I know and what I can learn more of into my business and into my clients' businesses. But this isn't going to be for everyone. I know that you might not have a schedule that you can create fully and customize and have it work for you. You may need to work around your work schedule, and that is so fine. Your mornings might look a little bit different. You might only be able to do a few things in the morning and then a few things in the afternoon because you've got that block of 8 hours where you need to be at work somewhere, but you can always make it work for you. And that's the most important thing. Your routine is for you. It's your routine. It works for your life and your schedule. As I go through my day, we get to the afternoon, and the afternoon is just as essential for winding down and resetting for the next day. In the evenings, I will maybe go to the gym again, do my skincare routine. I also do this in the morning, but it's not as full on as the nighttime routine. Have a bit of a read, might watch a show on Netflix or something like that, but I'm really trying to cut back on watching any TV during the week, just doing it on weekends. I like to journal at night and really just reflect the day and get any feelings or anything that I'm thinking out of my mind so I can try and have a good sleep. I've always struggled with falling asleep because I find my mind just never turns off, and that's why I don't drink coffee. I know that's a big factor with like my anxiety and always just feel like I'm like go, go, go. Yeah, that's why, like I said, I don't drink coffee, but then I don't really have any other supplements or anything like that to help me sleep. So it's really just calming down at nighttime, getting a good sleep, having a shower just before bed, always fresh sheets. I'm obsessed with my bedroom being comfortable. I've got really cool mood lighting. It just really reflects what I need to have a good sleep. I've been doing some breath work lately as well, which is like a 9D breath work. You can download a breath work app and do like a minute or two. It doesn't really need to be a lot. Depends on how long you can do it for. I also try to do no screen time from 7 p.m, which doesn't always work. These tasks are what I set myself to and I like to stick to, but some days I don't do them all. Some days are bigger than others with work. Some days I'm really using my creative brain and I feel a lot more drained in the afternoon. So I might not want to do another workout and I might just want to have like an early night or just binge some reality TV. It's so fine to just mix it up. You don't have to be fully strict on your routine every single day and every week, and have a bit of leeway, but long as it flows and the majority of the time you are sticking to your routine and it's not affecting your mental health. Now we're going to jump into why routines matter, and I have some science behind it. I'm going to tell someone something. I need to have the facts and the data to back it up. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a psychologist. What I share is purely what works for me and could help other people. Routines are more than just a schedule. They really are a foundation and how we manage our mental health and our energy and our productivity. They give us some type of control, and especially when it comes to life feeling unpredictable or overwhelming, we have a routine that will really bring us back and reset and settle us. First off, I've got 5 facts that I'm going to share with you. So first off, we are talking about breaking habits and how long it actually takes to break a habit. It actually takes 66 days to break a habit. I know you're like, what do you mean? Why is it so long? I thought it was 21 days, because 21 days has been the main thing that most people have talked about and what you've probably heard most of. But there's actually a study, and according to research that was published in the European Journal of Social Psychology, it is 66 days to break a habit or to form a new one. That means that consistency is key. And if you've tried to implement a new routine or break old habits and you can't do it, maybe that's because you haven't done it for long enough before it gets to a point where you're actually going to be really embedding that new habit or breaking that habit in your brain. So 66 days, remember that. Fact number 2, routine strengthens your mental health. This took me years to really master, and a lot of it was to do with my weekends, just going out, not really having a routine over the weekends. The weekdays would be more routine, but then the weekends would knock me out. And then, Monday, Tuesday would be a bit sluggish, and then it would, by the time Wednesday comes, you're ready for the weekend again. And studies show that a consistent routine will actually help with your stress, anxiety, and depression, and it creates more of a sense of stability, and that's what we really need in this world, especially if your mind's constantly racing, and we do live in such a chaotic world which is non-stop. So having that stability and creates that calmness for you. When your brain knows that it's going to expect something, it also can regulate your emotions and your stress levels and calm down your nervous system and reduce the feelings of overwhelm. And that relates a lot to mental health, because majority of the time our nervous systems are working in overdrive. We're feeling overwhelmed. We can't break our emotions, and it's just constant stress, and it's just a cycle that continues to go. Fact number 3, routine regulates your circadian rhythms. So our bodies operate on circadian rhythms. It's like our internal clock, which will regulate our sleep cycle and our energy levels, mood, all that stuff. If you have a constant routine, your body knows when to wake you up and your body knows when you should be going to sleep. And that's when it really helps with the release of melatonin or cortisol. So we need the melatonin to go to sleep. Cortisol is more for morning. If your routine is out of whack and you're going to bed and waking up at different times, then you are less regulated, harder to sleep, harder to focus, and your energy levels aren't going to be as high. Whereas if you have a more routine, when you go to bed at a certain time and wake up at a certain time, you're going to have better sleep, better focus, and higher energy throughout the day. Fact number 4, getting up 1 hour earlier will actually give you more time throughout the year. When I heard this, I actually thought, this is amazing. So getting up 1 hour earlier from your normal routine. So this is if you've got a routine where you get up at 7 a.m. and go to bed at 8 p.m. every night or whatever it is, but this is the same every single day. Maybe not on weekends, but weekdays. If you get up 1 hour earlier, you will get an extra 15 days over the course of a year. So that's like 2 extra weeks you have to focus on yourself, your goals, and anything else that really matters to you. And I thought that's really cool. And that's something really simple. You don't even have to get up the full hour early first. You could set your alarm 15 minutes early or 30 minutes early and build that up over a few weeks. And our final fact for today is our routines actually create habit loops and free up our mental energy. This one is another one that I think is really, really interesting because if we're sticking to a constant habit, and psychologists call it habit loops, where our brain will actually understand it's like a cue, which can be a trigger, and trigger something in our brain that we're doing a routine, which will be the action, and then we get a reward because we're happy for doing it. So it produces a positive outcome. For an example, if you had a morning workout, after your alarm goes off, which is your cue, your trigger, the reward might be the endorphin boost or how you feel after you go to the gym. So that's what's all going to be a part of saving your mental energy. So it's going to give you that little boost, and then also you're going to feel better after it. Over time, that's when your habits really become automatic. It doesn't really require as much effort as it usually would. You can get up earlier, you feel like more motivated to go to the gym, your brain's working faster, you have more power, and your productivity increases. I guess the biggest thing as well is a routine isn't just something you can just tick off. It's not just a to-do list. It needs to have structure. It needs to help break bad habits and really allow you to thrive mentally and physically. And the biggest thing is consistency. Consistency is key. As you know now, it takes 66 days to break a habit or to form a new one. So it's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen. Now we're going to dive into the benefits of a routine. Routines help reduce fatigue. They really help with your overwhelm and help you just make decisions throughout the day. And sticking to constant habits, we reduce the number of decisions that we need to make. It lowers our stress and also mental energy, which is really, really important. A routine helps you focus on what's most important to you. You're able to prioritize your tasks and do the tasks that are most important that you need to get out of the way first. And routines help you focus on what's most important, create consistency in your work, self-care, and your personal goals. Because once you really build a routine that you love, it comes easy to you and you really get excited to do these small tasks because you know you're going to get reward out of them, and you know that your brain is going to be functioning a lot better and you're just going to have a better day overall. Everything that I'm going to talk about today and all the different topics really come together into building the best routine that's going to be for you and for your lifestyle. And the beauty of a routine is they are completely customizable. You can tailor it to your lifestyle, work, anything that is a priority to you. You can tailor your routine to you. What works for somebody might not work for somebody else. So you can't look at somebody else's routine. You can't look at my routine. It has to be something that works for you, your goals and your priorities, and build the routine around those. So for example, if you're someone that does struggle with your mental health, your routine may need to focus more on self-care and emotional grounding. If you're focused on your career, you might want to focus more on a routine that maximizes your productivity and creativity. It's all about just starting small. If you've never done a routine before, it can be quite overwhelming to go straight in and add 10 new tasks for you to complete in the morning before you have your work day. I think it's really focusing on areas of your life where you know you could have more structure, whether it's morning or evening or your work day, and building something that does feel natural, and then you can always build on it. So start small, put a few tasks in, and then build on that. And if you're looking for inspiration, I highly recommend reading The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. It's a game changer. It really helped with my morning routine. Just understanding how different tasks in the morning can really benefit us And that's a lot of what I do in my routine when it comes to the journaling, when I wake up, having a shower first, and just starting your day with a powerful habit or habits that can set you up for success. Another great read is Atomic Habits by James Clear, which it really breaks down how tiny changes can lead to massive improvements over time. And these books both offer science-based insights and practical tips that you can read and put into action as soon as you read them. As I was saying before, everyone's routine is going to look a bit different. And one of the things that I want you to take away from this is there's no such thing as a perfect routine. The routine that I have is not going to work for somebody else. What matters is that you really create a routine that helps you feel grounded, helps you feel productive and fulfilled. Never look at somebody else's routine and try and adapt on that or compare yourself, because someone else's routine might be a little bit busier or like they're taking on a lot more than what you can take on. That's their routine. You need to focus on what your routine is. A lot of people might thrive, getting up at 5 a.m., starting the day with an intense workout, and then other people might need a slower morning, more relaxed morning just to set the tone for their day. Neither is right or wrong. That's what works for those two different types of people. And it's about listening to your body, understanding your mental and emotional needs, and having a routine that really supports you and makes you feel your best when it comes to your lifestyle, your goals, and your well-being. I think it's really important to understand that your routine will evolve over time, and it might take a few months, it might take a few years, but that again is perfectly fine. Flexibility is the key in this, and seasons change. You'll go through different things in your life which will make your routine change. If you already have a routine and you want to improve it, or maybe you're starting from scratch, this isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's not about showing someone that you can do more. Comes back to the comparison that I was talking about as well. It's just showing how you can be organized and productive in your own way. And it's really about focusing on yourself and finding a system that's going to work for you and make your day better. Something that really just feels right for you. The best piece of advice I can give you is pick 1 to 3 things that you want to add or change to your morning routine and start there. So if you don't have a routine at all in the morning, you're just getting up, going to work, getting up, having a shower, not even eating breakfast, you're just going straight to work. If you want to make it better, then just pick 1 to 3 things. Don't go too drastic to start with and implement them. Or if you want to add a few things to your current morning routine, do the same. Just add 1 to 3 or change 1 to 3 and start from there. It could even be as simple as like drinking more water in the morning or doing a 5-minute stretch, journaling. It doesn't really have to be anything too drastic. Whatever's going to work for you to help you enhance your morning and evening routines and your routine throughout the day. So now you know what you want to implement into your routine. You know what you want to change with your habits. It all comes down to now maintaining your routine. So you've built your routine, it feels good, it feels aligned with your lifestyle. The next step is going to be consistency. So the more consistent you are, the better it's going to work. And as I mentioned earlier, it takes 66 days. So we really want to remember that and let the new habits stick over time. The key is just to show up, and even on days when you don't feel like it and it feels tough, try and just do one task. Don't set yourself up to feel overwhelmed or the pressure. It's not worth it. Even if you can set one task, if you're really having a day that you're not feeling like getting out of bed, you're feeling really, really down, you can't shake it off, just do one task. And preferably if it can be something to do with exercise, going for a walk, doing some journaling, something that's really going to help you shift your mindset and break free from those thoughts and that negative impact that you're feeling, the heaviness that you're feeling. It's going to be consistency over perfection. So the more consistent you are and the more committed you are to your goals is what's going to help you support your routine every single day. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's all about progress. Think of your routine as more of a guide than a set of rules, because if you miss a day, you can't beat yourself up. Start again the next day, and just all that matters is you start again. Wake up the next day and you know that you have a new day to reset. I think you really want to be kind to yourself when it comes to setting a new routine. Just practice some self-compassion during the process of trying to break a habit, and don't set unrealistic standards. The smaller you start, the easier it's going to be for you to have progress. Treat yourself the same as you would treat another friend that was trying to break a habit or, start a new routine. Just really support yourself and remind yourself that building a routine is a journey, it's not a race. Research shows that if you show more self-compassion to yourself, it's one of the most effective ways to keep moving forward. People who are more kind to themselves, when they slip up, are more likely to get back on track. Whereas if you are more critical to yourself, it's going to be harder for you to get back on track because you feel like you've let yourself down. If you like to track your goals like me, or have something that allows you to see how far you've come and to celebrate your wins, which I think is very important, then you could use something like a habit tracker or a checklist, or simply just write your achievements in a journal, on a whiteboard, or something that's going to help you stay motivated and accountable. It's really going to be nice to see how far you've come. It makes it easier to keep going. Plus, you can spot patterns, and if you feel like there's a certain habit that you're trying to break or something to do with your routine that you can't quite stick to, see how you can adjust that and make it a little bit easier for you while you're trying to rewire your brain to pick up this new habit and stick to it. The more I see my goals and the more I see things that I'm supposed to be following, my routines and my habits, the more I stick to them and the closer I get to achieving my goals. At the end of the day, building a routine is really about progress, not perfection. And you might not stick to your routine every single day, and that is so okay. The main thing is you're trying, you're listening to this podcast for a reason, because you want to understand how to have a better routine, or you might want to understand how you can shift your routine to make it more productive and more kinder to your mental health and your daily activities. Each morning you have the chance to wake up with a new opportunity to reset, take control and decide how you want to live your life. You are in control of your choices, your habits and your mindset. And it doesn't matter about yesterday. If it wasn't perfect, today's a new day and you get to decide how you want to show up for yourself, the new habits you want to implement, or even just showing up for yourself in a positive manner. So if you do fall off track, give yourself the grace to start again. As I said, every day is a new chance to get back into routine, to step back into alignment and build the life that feels good for you. If you want more guidance on building routines and some resources like a habit tracker or checklist, make sure you're following me on social media. So it's Life, Biz and all that jazz. So exactly how the podcast name is on Instagram and TikTok. I'm going to have some resources that are going to be launching soon, which will help with this. And remember, this is your journey. You don't have to have it all figured out today. Start small, be kind to yourself and keep going. You've got this. And just really remember that routines are a powerful tool for building the life you want, but they're really, really personal and they need to suit your goals and your lifestyle. And that's enough on routines for today. So next week, I will be diving into setting boundaries, why they are essential for your mental health, and why setting clear boundaries will help protect your energy and stay focused on what truly matters to you. So thank you for listening to me today. I can't wait to continue on this journey with you. Remember that your routine doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to work for you. So I'll be chatting to you next week.